Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I'm going to talk about what is, in my opinion, the top 5 most overpriced and ridiculous watches to buy in the current market. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today, I'm wearing my Breguet Marine. I took off my SKX after almost a week, and putting this bad boy back on, boy, did I miss it. And also, guys, don't forget to check out DelrayWatch.com. Bunch of cool watches came in stock. A white dial, Rolex, Mille. This seems to be harder to find, and it's in great shape. We got a beautiful Sigma dial, vintage Patek Philippe Calatrava with the extract from the archives and the box. Beautiful piece, fantastic condition. And a new model Omega Speedmaster Sapphire Sandwich with the new bracelet and the new movement. Also, not the easiest thing to find at retail, all at DelrayWatch.com. Link in the description below, along with other things. We even got more Speedmasters in, a couple of extra Rolexes. Go check it out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to tell you what I think, in my opinion, are the 5 most overpriced watches in the current market. We're not talking about retail pricing, because a lot of these retail prices are irrelevant. We're talking about what they're trading for on like Chrono24 and the forums and from other dealers. Also, please note, this list is not only not in any particular order, but this is also in my opinion. So if you bought one of these watches and you paid one of these crazy prices, don't get your panties in a twist. Just my opinion, which I think is very true. But of course, I'm biased when it comes to that. So in no particular order, let's start with Richard Mille. Oh boy. The original hype watch itself. A watch which actually has some substance, but in my opinion, at the $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, even $1 million range, has about a 50th of the substance it should. Yes, they use some exotic materials. Yes, they have some cool skeletonization. Yes, it's a cool looking watch, but a lot of them don't even use in-house movements. They use Renault and Papy movements, which great movement makers, but some of them have even used like Vaucher movements, which can be found in watches, which are the equivalent of like $3,000-$4,000. Maurice Lacroix, same movement. Anyway, this is the epitome of, I have too much money, I don't actually like watches, I'm an oligarch, and take a look at me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan. Obviously, if you can get one at retail, I get it. That's a good investment. But most of the people wearing these watches, even at retail, not really watch lovers, more attention whores. Next, we're going to go with Hublot. Now, this one's an interesting one, because I actually think the high-end Hublots are pretty cool horologically. But the low-end Hublots, or the entry-level Hublots, with the ETA movements, or actually the movements no longer made by ETA, but are now made by Hublot with tiny modifications. Excuse me, that was my phone. With tiny modifications, but actually still look entirely like a 7750 with retail prices in the 5 figures. Yeah. Who are you kidding? Jean-Claude Bivet is a fantastic marketer. Hublot is selling better than ever. But oh boy, is this just really a $5,000 watch for people. I mean, it should be $5,000. It's more like $12,000, and it's for people who wish they could afford Richard Mille, but they can't. So they buy a Hublot. This is like not quite Russian oligarch, but I want to be a Russian oligarch without oligarch money. That's the people that tend to wear Hublot. Now this one's going to get me in trouble. Rolex. Yes, Rolex actually make good watches. Yes, Rolex actually are in-house. Yes, if you can get a Rolex at retail, really not a bad deal. But if you're paying crazy premium for Rolex, please don't forget it's just an assembly line watch. I don't even think a real watchmaker works at Rolex. Well, I mean, obviously they have real watchmakers, but most of these watches are built like on a conveyor belt. Same guy puts in the same screw, the next guy puts in the next screw. It's like building a Ford Model T. I've called Rolex and Toyota watches reliable, but not special in the slightest. And I mean, that's just the truth, guys. I've owned Rolex. I like Rolex. But is a Rolex Batman, not Batman, is Rolex Pepsi worth 30 grand? Hell no, it's not worth 30 grand. And if you paid 30 grand, I feel sorry for you. You could do a lot more with your money. However, I know it's going to ruffle some feathers, but I don't see how anybody can prove me wrong. Obviously, you bought one at retail. I get it. I totally get it. You did well. You're actually going to make a lot of money in today's market. But the people paying the premiums, absolutely not. Entry-level Jacob & Company. Boy, have I never seen... I mean, like the 5 time zone watch is a watch with 5 quartz movements that they're like $7 each. And with the worst case I've ever seen, with like a faux leather strap, Jacob & Company charged like $6 grand for this watch. I'm pretty sure it cost them $85 to make. Jacob, what are you doing, Jacob? I know you're making some crazy things out there. Actually, they're kind of cool. But boy, you gotta love the 43,000% markup on the entry-level Jacob & Co's. I'm not even gonna continue with this one. That's just a shit watch is what that is. Sorry, I got feisty there. And now we're gonna go with Patek Philippe sports models. I love the Calatrava. I love the complications. I don't actually hate the Nautilus or the Aquanaut. But Aquanauts are trading for close to $100,000. $100,000 for a steel-cased watch with a rubber strap that has to be cut. You can never get the right fit. You know, the case is finished, you know, I mean, it has like the contrast bezel and side case, but there's nothing special here. This is another hype thing. I mean, Aquanaut is an entry-level Patek. I mean, it was priced at $20,000, and that's what it was worth. You know, the lowest level of finishing, not even a bracelet, even though there's a bracelet option. It was just, you know, a Patek Philippe for a rich kid graduating from high school. Now people are paying 100 G's. What's this world coming to? Get yourself a perpetual calendar from Patek for the same money and get yourself a real watch for that price. That's my only advice. Anyway, guys, sorry, had to get that off my chest. If you agree, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, well, you're wrong. Please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.